I'm all checking the microphone. Cheers, mate. Alright. Peace. What's good? Somebody told me this was Sirius Mindz, man. Somebody told me this was the mic. Is that the mic? Mic level good? Visual good? Everything? Like everything? Yeah, they say in New York, straight up. Yo, man, for real. Yo, we talk about my mother. That's like, that's Baltimore? Yeah, y'all can't figure, man. It's like, yo. Just saying. Just make sure the mic is on, bro. Can I make sure the mic is on? Alright. I'm just make sure the mic is on. Make sure you got the title right. You got the right flyer up. All that. Just saying. Alright, peace. What's good? Alright, yeah. It's 9:03 and everybody's on except me. Alright. What's good? Yeah, I'm looking like Schoolboy Q. I'm looking for my hat, man. Got it. Somebody said that in the comments. Yo, how you 100 years old and you still wearing your hat backwards? I laughed. I was like, okay. How you half my age about to get these hands? Anyway, peace. 16. What's good with you? You alright? Alright, slow grind. Today, I don't know what's going on, man. Something in the air, something in the water. Something. Yeah, 5G, damn. That's what it is. Alright, cool. So, in the divine name of the Supreme Being, I want to greet everyone. Peace. How's everyone feeling? Shalom, Hotep. All of these beautiful greetings from the 1,000 different languages that we speak on and off the continent. I want to greet everyone to make everyone feel comfortable with whatever greeting that you decide that you choose. Some people just say, shit, hi. I ain't mad at you if that's where you are as far as your consciousness is concerned. Make it happen. Shane, can you do me a favor and turn on that other light? Or maybe it's my dirty glasses as usual. Give me a second, y'all. Alright, peace to everyone, man. Peace. 16, Quant. That's better. I think I can see. Yes, I'm better now. Quan asks what's good. Hassan Burton. Don, what's happening? Some hip hop for life. Alright, got you, Don. Making it happen. D. Charles. What is this? America welcomes Gaddafi. That's a big contradiction because America killed Gaddafi. Yeah. So, yeah. Same people that welcome you into your house, their house. Yeah. Same ones that put a bullet in you. For real, man. Can you tighten this for me on the other end over there? Because it's like... Give me 1 second, y'all. We're talking about 5G. I want to thank So Late for bringing this to my attention. All right. Damn. Hold on. time, like that. I want to thank Soleil for bringing this to my attention, and then when I put it out there, 16, and who else was it? 16 that kind of stepped up to the plate with the information. There's a serious documentary that Soleil said that I should watch, so I think I watched it a couple of times already, and I think it was 5G the Apocalypse or something like that. But it was Oz. Hold on. OZZ. Who's OZZ? Anyway, got some information from Oz, whoever Oz is. I guess the dude behind the curtain pulling levers and strings. And alright. Queen Scott, J. Archibald, thank y'all very much. Really appreciate that. Alright. So I was trying to find a way to approach it without sounding too robotic, stale, stiff. So yeah, I'm just thinking maybe we'll play a couple of things and then we'll kind of go from there. All right, hold on. Let me put something in front of me and let's go from there. But anyway, the conversation today, we're going to talk about 5G. And of course, for the people that's just tuning in, I'm Professor Griff. This is Sirius Mindz, for Sirius Mindz, in case you don't have a serious mind. And yeah, we're just going to kind of make it happen and go from there. All right, so I'm going to go up on YouTube after I finish this introduction. And 5G Apocalypse, I believe it's called. All right. So 16, if you want to pull that up and put that in, Apocalypse. That's it.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically
5G Apocalypse. We're going to play some things from the 5G Apocalypse, and then we're going to dive into the discussion.
What the 5G
Can we do that? Here we go.
is doing and what they say it's doing. We're told on the IEEE beamforming document that this
5G
technology cooked your eyes like eggs.
No. Did she just say that it cooks your eyes like eggs? Yeah, I gotta go downstairs and snatch something off the stove. I got some tea brewing. I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave this up to Shane. And 16, I'll be right back.
World.
Hold on. We're gonna start that over.
It's important to understand what the 5G is doing and what they say it's doing. We're told on the IEEE beamforming document that this technology cooked your eyes like eggs in World War II. And you all need to understand these are military weapons. These are assault frequencies. If you garner nothing more than that, that's what you need to know. It's microwave radiation warfare, is what this is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the National Press Club Federal Communications Commission Chairman Tom Wheeler.
It's an honor to be here at the National Press Club. The first generation wireless, 1G, was voice. The second generation, 2G, allowed both talk and text. Third generation, 3G, the internet, in a limited way, And today's technology, 4G, completed that digital migration. But if anyone tells you that they know the details of what 5G is going to become, run the other way.
All right, with that as an introduction, I'm sure you have an idea now where we need to go with this. But let me finish my introduction. So this is Sirius Mindz platform, and we're mainly here on YouTube. There's some other people that I see when I'm out and about. Other people are like, "Oh man, I saw this just the other day at the at Seven Nandas, this health food store," and she was basically like, "Oh man, I be checking you out on IG." I was like, felt good, but I felt bad. I'm like, thought she was gonna say YouTube, but yeah, nah. But it's difficult trying to get people to let go the particular what do you call it? Platform that they're used to. That's the gateway that they kind of get their information. And what could you say? You got to meet people where they are. So we're talking about 5G today, and I think when you talk about dangers, I think when you talk about different platforms, the dangers and the risk that all of us take, especially myself. Right now I'm sitting in front of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens, like literally. You're sitting in front of 2, but yeah. So I think what we need to do is we rearrange the room. We're gonna rearrange it a little bit more. We're gonna bring that gigantic amethyst crystal over. No, that's the little one. And then we're gonna get some black tourmaline in here and some other crystals we probably need to wear around our neck and around all this radiation popping off. You understand what I'm saying? I just think it's necessary. So I would like to get more information about what crystals that we need to have in the room, and what crystals do what. All right, now, so I think one around the neck wouldn't hurt. You understand what I'm saying? I think a couple on the desk with the monitor, with the laptop, with the iPad, and a couple of phones that you have to answer every day. Yeah. So, and someone said, 16 said Oregon is also great. All right, the Oregon energy, pyramids, bracelets, necklace, whatever form they come in. All right. So anyway, so I chose the YouTube platform simply because I think it's kind of like I don't have to just only put it in a story. I could put it up on this platform, and it's there in perpetuity. It's there forever until they decide to take it down. All right, so people can go back and watch it. But I think this is the easiest way for us to kind of dialogue with one another, so that we can read comments and interact with one another. This Instagram and Facebook be moving quick, man. You understand what I'm saying? And I think the only way that we're able to kind of get away with monitoring Facebook and Instagram is just shutting people off, deleting them, starting over, or whatever. I think there's more flexibility over here where we can dialogue. But even when we're talking about that technology, those platforms, 5G is going to allow us to move at a rapid pace with a higher risk of all of the things that come along with the cell phone dangers. All right. And I think we've had that discussion on here before. So if you're tuning in right now, whatever platform you're tuning in on, whether you're seeing it now, live, or you're watching this a little bit later on, we're talking about the dangers of 5G. 5G is the 5th generation. All right, when we're talking about technology. All right. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Don't put the laptop on your lap. All right. Yeah, well, I kind of, laptop is there and I'm sitting in a chair and I'm flexible. What I consciously try to do is keep a certain distance, but I really need to kind of invest in some crystals that we could put in. All right. All right. If you'd like to support the platform, we're over here on YouTube. www.youtube.com/C/Sirius Mindz. All right. If you want to contribute to the platform, simply go to Cash App, hit $ProfessorGriff, and someone made a mistake and sent me $1 million through Cash App, and Cash App didn't honor it. And I was joking. I was like, well, why didn't y'all honor it, man? Could have been some rich dude that just want to say, yo, Griff, I gotta get one of them hats. Here you go. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, I guess they made a mistake. Yeah, they put too many zeros. So the person wanted to give me $10. So they end up putting too many zeros behind it. But shungite is a stone used for various purposes like crystals. Okay. Block board on deck. All right. Anyway, if you want to contribute, just go to www.paypal.me/ProfessorGriff Corp. That's Professor Griff Corp. All right. Well, anyway, if you're reading this and you're seeing this on YouTube, it's right here at the bottom. But if you want to donate directly, of course, the Cash App works better. Of course, if you're on YouTube, the Super Chat, just donate that way. Or go to www.ProfessorGriff.me, go to the website, and donate. All right? This platform is about the business of raising the vibrational pitch of our people's thinking into the mind of the Creator. We're standing on the shoulders of the ancestors and kneeling at the feet of the elders that walk among us, that are still among us, that we should take instructions from, discuss ideas. On this show, we try to not talk about people unless we have to pull someone's card and pull some information. All right. And then we have to discuss events because people cause events to happen. All right. And with that, we have to discuss the idea of some of these things. All of the things are not necessarily negative or bad. I don't want to have one of the platforms where we only get together to discuss a cop shooting a black kid or this, that, and the other. But this has to be a news-worthy source. So we have to get information that's happening now. We have to get information that happened in history, and we have to put together information that's happening in the future. Now we can study today. All right. Anyway, in the meantime, between time, we're talking about the dangers of 5G. All right. Let's get back to this. Hold on.
This video is brought to you by the number 5 and the letter G. And pretty soon, everything else will be too.
Now that was an interesting piece. This video was brought to you by the letter 5 and the number 5 and the letter G. And they said, well, everything else will be too. Everything will be 5G. All right. So we have to be able to keep our finger on the pulse of what's going on with everything around us. All right. There's an article I was reading that says why 5G cell towers are more
Alert
dangerous.
from updates ready to install.
Oh, stop that, computer. It's telling me when it's ready. Yo, I knew something was up when Facebook started with the timeline. and I started seeing people put the emotions on their timeline. And then they rolled out the phones and the platform with your cable, your TV talking back to you, and cars parking themselves and driving themselves, and Amazon, just automation with Amazon, where robots are running stores and factories and this kind of thing. But there's a brother on the West Coast, Siddiqui Bakari, who's been talking about transhumanism for a long time. All right. So what is it that Siddiqui knows that we need to catch up to? All right. It says all cell towers emit radio frequency radiation, which is RF, radio frequency radiation. This is what makes them dangerous. Plans to transition to new 5G around the world is already underway. Soon every city will be retrofitted with technology. Many cell stations will be replaced all throughout the neighborhoods and cities. They will be installed on the sides or tops of buildings or on street poles. So they're going to do away with the big ugly towers. All right? And then the infrastructure that's already set up in place. Love, lift, light. Give thanks. Really appreciate you. All right? H-Town. All right. So if they're building on the infrastructure that's already there by putting them on light posts and buildings and that kind of thing, creating a grid of high toxic radiation. Question is, before we get into this discussion, or while we're discussing this, is what kind of ways can we protect ourselves from this 5G technology? Alright. 5G cell towers are more dangerous than other towers for two main reasons. First, compared to earlier versions, 5G is ultra high frequency and ultra high intensity. Second, since the shorter length millimeter waves, MMV, used in 5G do not travel as far or through objects with our current number of cell towers. Bryce Clemens, thank you very much, good brother. Cell towers, the cell signal will not be reliable. To compensate, many more mini towers must be installed. It is estimated that they will need a mini cell tower every 2 to 8 houses. God damn. Every 2 to 8 houses. This will greatly increase our RF radiation exposure. Then it says 1G, 2G, 3G, and 4G use between 1 to 5 gigahertz frequency. 5G uses between 24 to 90 gigahertz frequencies. 1 to 5 gigahertz frequencies. 5G uses between 24 and 90 gigahertz frequencies within the RF, which is radio frequency. Radiation portion, RF radiation portion of electromagnetic spectrum. The higher the frequency, the more dangerous it is to living organisms, pardon me. I think when me and Soleil was discussing this, she was telling me that they were saying that our children's children would be sterile. All right? The chances of our children's children being sterile, simply because we want to download a movie faster, or we want a quicker, how to contact someone with FaceTime, or the cell phone going through quicker, or you want to broadcast, even the way we're broadcasting tonight, faster without any interruptions. I don't need it that damn fast. I could wait, shit. For real. For real. Alright? So, we're talking about 5G, and the article that I'm reading from 16 is why 5G cell towers are more dangerous. I'm starting out at a basic level, explaining some things. Alright? Because even with the cell phone dangers, I see people walking around with the phones still on their body. There's this dude I know named Shane. I don't know if y'all know him. He keeps the headphones, which is receiving a signal from his cell phone. But if you're keeping it on your temple, yeah, you're frying your brain, man. Yeah. I asked him a basic question, like, you know, couldn't even answer it, man. He had to, like, go on his phone and figure out the answer. I'm like, bruh, maybe it's that radiation, that radio frequency. Because it's a radio frequency. All right? Bluetooth is a radio frequency, right? Cell phone has to communicate with the headset. All right? I was a victim of that. I'm not going to clown him. Because if y'all go online and you look at earlier pictures of me like 5 years ago, I always used to wear. I had to get rid of that, man. Yeah, I had the headset around my neck. When a phone call came in, I just put it in, clicked it on. But the whole time it wasn't on, it was still, yeah, the radiation was still coming through on my body. So, yeah. So the average headset, which everyone should have, this is mine. I got sensitive old ears, so I got the Bose headset. I caught them on sale, bro, for real. And it's long enough to keep the cell phone away from you. But it's not practical because if you're going to get a phone call, you got to look at it, answer it, put it down somewhere. Richard Parsons, peace, what's good with you? All right, put it down. I'm froze. Why am I froze? I don't know, mine is frozen. So we have to figure out a way to kind of be able to protect ourselves from the 5G technology, since they said that the RF, the radiation frequency, all right, is what, 10, 20, 30 times higher. So regardless of what kind of device you use, whether it's headset, Bluetooth, or whatever, you're still getting affected by the radio frequencies, which is, you know, it's a high level of radiation coming through the cell phone. But now they said with 5G, it says 1, 2, 3, and 4G uses between 1 to 5 gigahertz, and they're saying here that 5G uses 24 to 90. So if you're good at math, do the math. All right, 24 to 90 gigahertz frequencies within the FRF radiation portion of the electromagnetic spectrum. The higher the frequency, the more dangerous it is to the living organisms. All right, with RF radiation, how close to the source is our physical bodies? It's more important than the power level of the wattage of the radiation. RF radiation dissipates with distance. So if it dissipates with distance and it can't go through certain objects, trees, buildings, and that kind of thing, then maybe therein lies the answer. So maybe certain crystals will work. Black tourmaline, amethyst, shungite, and other crystals. A vegan lifestyle wouldn't hurt. All right. So I know Sabir Bay, Kyle Jason, all the people that's coming on. I know y'all already vegans. your health is like optimal health, man. I know you're working out. You understand what I'm saying? In the gym. You'll keep the cell phones away from you. All that kind of stuff. Right? So, that's probably the only way. I mean, if the immune system is up to par, a lot of these things we don't have to worry about. But even though me talking about the 5G technology and how it affects us, some people still won't take the headphones off their ears or their heads because of the radiation frequency that's coming through them. Now, give me 1 second, y'all, because my... Alright. Yeah, radiation still coming through. Hold on. On my body. Hold on. Let me lower this, y'all. So, yeah. So, the average headset, which everyone should have, this is mine. I got sensitive old ears, so I got the Bose headset. All right. So y'all won't hear echo. All right. So let's understand this information anybody could study. All right. So let's finish the article. It says here in the below video, I explain a bit more detail why 5G is more dangerous than previous technologies, and I apologize for looking so beat in this video. I really should not have tried to do a video when I was so tired. This is a video I will be redoing. However, the information is very good and super important, and it is a short video and very much worthy of or worth watching. All right, is 5G radiation more dangerous? All right, let's listen.
Shopping for a car? Don't overpay. Try Car Gurus. Car has a deal rating from great to over.
You gonna skip that?
Dave here with radiationhealthrisks.com. I want to answer a serious
I cannot get that any higher, I don't think. Let me try.
Answer is 5G technology more dangerous than 2, 3, and 4G? Short answer is yes. I want to explain it to you. So, we're all familiar with regular electricity that turns our lights on and runs our appliances.
Right.
As regular electricity increases in frequency to the point where it becomes airborne, it becomes electromagnetic radiation.
Electromagnetic radiation. It says when the electricity increases, it becomes airborne. All right. And now, if these particular things are close to the human body, it poses a health risk.
And there's this thing called electromagnetic spectrum. On the low end, you have things like radio waves, AM and FM radio waves. You get up a ways, up higher, you get into things like microwaves. You get all the way to the top, you get to things.
If you're on Facebook or IG and it's hard to hear this, it sounds really loud and clear on YouTube. All right, so come on over to YouTube. That's www.youtube.com/ the letter C as in consciousness / Sirius Mindz.
It's like X-rays and gamma rays. The higher you go up the spectrum, the shorter the wavelength, which means the higher the frequency. Mm-hmm. The higher the frequency, the more dangerous it is to us. On the lower end with the AM and FM radios, you've got the lower frequency, which means longer radio waves. So let me explain to you the difference between 2, 3, and 4G and 5G. So with 2, 3, and 4G, they used between 1 and 5 gigahertz. Compare that to 5G that uses between 24 and 90 gigahertz. 90 gigahertz, to put that in perspective, is basically 90 billion electromagnetic waves hitting the cells in your body every second. It's much more radiation than what we're naturally exposed to. And I was reading an article the other day that says that they're estimating that as we get down the road a ways, 5G is going to use more than 90 gigahertz. There's a U.S. military has a crowd control microwave weapon that operates at 95 gigahertz, which is just 5
the U.S. military has a microwave weapon, all right, for crowd control that operates at 95 gigahertz. This is the weaponry I've been talking about for the last, 4 years? When I started talking about acoustic sound weapons and the high-grade military weapons that America used when America invaded Panama to get Noriega, and other covert actions. Alright? So yeah. So when we start talking about RF radiation dangers, go watch the video. Try to kind of educate yourself on what's going on in reference to the technology that's out there, but because it's quicker, faster. I mean, hell, when we approach our diets, just because you could drive through McDevil's or Murder King or Drunken Donuts or one of these places and get a number one with extra cheese real quick through the drive-through window, don't make it better. I just want y'all to process that, man. Let's back to the video.
Gigahertz higher than the 24 to 90 gigahertz of 5G. So, compared to 2, 3, and 4G, 5G uses ultra high intensity and ultra high frequency. So that's the first problem. The second problem is the wavelength. The millimeter wavelength that 5G uses is very, very short compared to 2, 3, and 4G, and very, very dense. What does that mean? It means that it doesn't travel very good, and things obstruct it, like a house or a tree or even the rain. And so somebody using their cell phone, we're used to good cell reception. You don't want to be walking around a tree and lose your cell signal. So what they're going to have to do to compensate for that, and the reason they want to use this is because it carries a tremendous amount of data, more data than 2, 3, and 4G. But to compensate for the losing the signal so easy, they're gonna need to put a lot more mini cell stations. We've all seen the big cell phone towers that we're used to seeing everywhere. We'll still have those, but we're also going to have a bunch of little mini cell stations. They're estimating that they'll need to have them between 2 and 8 houses.
All right, so are you hearing this? So they're basically saying, since they're going to bump this thing up to 5G, the 5th generation, every 2 to 8 houses has to have a tower, a signal, a station. So either going to attach it to the light post, attach it to a building. So, and what that does is creates a grid. So everywhere you go, you're being bombarded with this frequency. All right, this radiation, this RF radiation frequencies. All right. Oh, let's finish this.
And you won't notice them as much because there'll be these little mini cell stations, they call them, and they'll be on the top of street lights or on the top of houses or whatever. And like I said, they're going to need to have them every 2 to 8 houses, so that when you're on your cell phone and you walk around that tree and you lose the signal, the cell phone, without you even realizing you lost your signal, will just grab it from a different cell tower or mini cell station. And so that's the idea. So to kind of summarize, why is 5G more dangerous than 2, 3, and 4G? It's compared to 2, 3, and 4G, it's ultra high intensity, ultra high frequency, which the higher the frequency, the more dangerous it is to us.
Right.
And we're going to have a lot more mini cell stations all around us putting off the radiation, so our exposure is going to be a lot higher.
The exposure to the radiation is going to be higher. So that's key in what this gentleman is saying. Just go on YouTube and put in, is 5G radiation more dangerous? Or just Google it. All right. So now we're talking about 5G. We're talking about the 5th generation. This gentleman and the people before him on the particular clip that we was watching, and the clip that we was watching prior to this one was 5G apocalypse, the extinction event. And they were going through this whole idea of different speakers and kind of laying out this whole 5G technology. This may be a 2 to 3 part series that we have to do because it's just so much information. All right, and we have to find a way here on Sirius Mindz to get it across to you without getting the documented 5G health effects, impact skin health, worsens eye health, lower bacterial resistance, more biologically active. The rest of it's not coming through. But anyway, so that's just laying out the foundation of it. This article goes in back into it by saying RF radiation dangers. There have been hundreds of peer-reviewed scientific studies done on RF radiation, linking it to health problems such as cancer, DNA damage, especially in fetus within the first 100 days of conception. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? So here you're seeing on the screen before cell phone use, and then 15 minutes later after the cell phone use. It's a hell of a thing. You can Google that and pull those pictures up. But why is it dangerous to the fetus within 100 days after conception? What's the danger in that? I'm saying most women don't even know that they're pregnant. You understand what I'm saying? At least for the first month. You know, when that time comes around and it don't happen, you understand what I'm saying? Then you say, uh-oh. That's the first warning. You might start to get sick and all. And already what, 45 days in? But if you're around cell phones, and I see women putting cell phones in their bras and in their hijabs, and you're walking around, it's not good. So then after sterility in men, and even the World Health Organization classified RF radiation as a possible carcinogen, meaning cancer causing. So the cell phones causes cancer. Can we say that directly? Is that, yeah. Someone right now saying, oh man, get out of here, man. Well, go do the research for yourself. All right. Okay. To research some of the actual peer-reviewed scientific studies on both general RF radiation and 5G, see scientific studies page of this particular website. All right. Hold on for a second. Let me get the website. Radiationhealthrisks.com. www.radiationhealthrisks.com. Click on scientific studies. We will also go over a few of these studies below in this article. All right. Mini 5G cell tower in your home. Those of y'all that have nice, big, pretty homes or live on corners, right smack dab in the middle of the block, in buildings and that kind of thing, you may not get 5G so well. So what they're going to do is offer you a package like they do now. Put this box in your home and you get a discount. You get some money taken off your bill and this kind of thing, offering you incentives. All right. So many people do not realize that they already have many cell phone towers emitting high levels of RF radiation in their homes and offices right now. Some even have 5G mini cell towers. We call them Wi-Fi routers. You have a Wi-Fi router in your home? Help me out. Let's not duck the conversation. Let's deal with it head on. Do you have a Wi-Fi router in your home? All right. Is it in a safe place in your home where no one sleeps? We call them Wi-Fi, or as my daughter say, Wi-Fi routers. Just like a cell tower, a Wi-Fi router emits at full power 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as long as you have it turned on. Its range includes the entire home and beyond. All right? Its radiation is exact. Same RF radiation that a cell tower emits, or that your microwave oven used to cook your food. Same frequency, same radiation. All right? So let's take a taste test right now. When's the last time you've been outside barefooted in the grass? When's the last time you touched a tree or a leaf or some grass or a flower? All right? Think about this. Right now as we speak, how many people have headaches right now as we speak? Me too need to know. I'm in the same situation you in. The Wi-Fi router's in the living room. All right? No one on a nightly basis sleeps in the living room. But we had to purchase pods. You got the pods? So I have a pod plugged up right there. And the pod is plugged up over here. And what it does is you can get a clearer signal up here because the Wi-Fi router's downstairs. So it just is picking up the signal from the router and creating it in the room. All right? So with this being said, I think we need to understand the dangers of it. So right now, if you're just tuning in, go on YouTube and go to 5G Apocalypse. 5G Apocalypse. Let's hear what they have to say. I'm gonna get back to the article.
I have to tell people 5G is a killer. I'm Mark Steele. Anybody who hasn't heard me, I'm a weapons systems head-up display expert, one of the leading experts in the world.
Weapons systems head of display expert. All right. Mark Steele is talking. All right.
I've actually broke cover in relation to this, and the reason I became an expert was because I invented them. What I'm going to say to you today, do not believe a single word I say. Not one. I want you to do your own research. You'll find it's absolutely terrifying. You got your body card? Aye. Oh, good lad. Right, because I can talk to that. This 5G roll-up is a weapon system. I've got a letter with central government because I know about weapon systems more than anything other.
Woo! So this Mark Steele is actually kind of confronting these people with this 5G kind of thing, because he said he was one of the ones that helped invent it, this technology.
In Britain, in a place in the north of England called Gateshead, a scientist there called Mark Steele has been very...
Now, this is David Icke talking. All right, this is David Icke talking on davidicke.com, and he's talking about Mark Steele, the gentleman we just heard.
Publicly and actively warning people about the effects of LED streetlights, which he says in Gateshead are emitting now 5G.
Right, what's the crack?
Hey, lads. I'm just having a word with these Gateshead council workers about replacing these transmitters on these lights that are causing harm and assaulting the community. This is an existential threat to the economy, to the environment and humanity.
If these transmitters are everywhere, then everyone's at risk, surely.
That guy's excuse was the transmitters are everywhere, so everyone's affected. So what? It's like, wow. I wonder if that same gentleman cares about his daughter or his granddaughter, his wife or his sister, his aunt or his grandmother. Alright? B-Sun says no different from the radio waves or antenna that radio stations use to broadcast, also satellites. Now, you're absolutely correct. In the sky, where the internet comes from. If they are talking about 5G openly, then they already have 6 and 7G in development, as taught in our classes. And you're absolutely correct, B-Sun. Absolutely correct. So if they're unveiling 5G now, trust me, they've already had it. Alright?
There's a lot of confusion about what 5G is. The G stands for generation. So you started off with the first transmitter system.
Back in the 1980s.
In the 80s, yeah. So you had 1G, then you had 2G.
Back in the 80s, it was 1G. You remember them cats, Kyle, used to walk around with big gigantic cell phones? You paying like $90 a minute. You understand what I'm saying? Only drug dealers had them though. Back in the 80s. Y'all remember.
And as the generations moved on, you started to see more complex signal systems, cleverer pieces of antenna designs, etc., etc. So the whole thing became more data, quicker downloads, etc., etc. However, 5G is something completely different. Alright, let's get a breakdown. Let's tell the people what this really is. This is the 5G transmission device. Blinking heck, that's a hell of a beast, that, isn't it?
So Mark Steele is basically showing you what the device and explaining the dangers of it. And what we're watching, what we're going over is 5G apocalypse. Alright? And we're at www.radiationhealthrisks.com/5G-cell-towers-dangers. Alright? Back to the article. The article says, for example, my Wi-Fi router is a Netgear 5 gigahertz router that emits both at 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz frequencies. A microwave oven uses 2.45 gigahertz frequencies to cook food. The new 5G Wi-Fi routers that are available now use 60 gigahertz. Woo! 5 gigahertz and 2 gigahertz frequencies. So having one of those routers is really like having a 5G mini cell phone tower inside of your home. Now this is on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because some of us go to bed with the cell phone, wake up with the cell phone, online and all this other kind of stuff. Alright? Wi-Fi router guard. It is possible to protect yourself from the RF radiation emitted by your Wi-Fi router. In the picture to the left, you can see something called a Wi-Fi router guard. All right, it's a box that you can put your Wi-Fi in, and it won't give off the radiation. Wow! By putting your Wi-Fi router in one of these, it will block between 90% and 95% of all the RF radiation that it emits. And the amazing part is you will still be able to use the Wi-Fi. In my case, our Wi-Fi does not seem slow anywhere in our 3-bedroom home. Alright? Let's go back to the clip.
These are the uninsurable transmitters. Just get a good look at that, guys, because obviously I know there's quite a few experts who want to see more detail about the transmitters and the chipsets. Just have a good look, boys. This is the control management system masquerade. There's an antenna there, you see that? What is this phased array antenna here? What's that? This is for phased array, alright? As you'll see, it's got a driver, it's got some chip there. It's one chip. Look at the chipsets on this. This is your dystopian world. What did Gateshead Council say? I'll tell you what, I think we better send some of these educated fools back to school, or just send them to prison, whichever's the easiest. I think prison's probably better. Alright, that's 5G, guys. That's 5G hardware.
You must consider the whole part played by electricity in nature. Human beings cannot go on developing in the same way in an atmosphere permeated on all sides by electric currents and radiations. It has an influence on the whole development of man. This life of men in the midst of electricity, notably radiant electricity, will presently affect them in such a way that they will no longer be able to understand the news which they receive so rapidly. The effect is to damp down their intelligence. Such effects are already seen today. Even today, you can notice how people understand the things that come to them with far greater difficulty than they did a few decades ago. Rudolf Steiner, 1924. Rudolf Steiner noted that in 1924, since then our atmosphere has become far more permeated with electric waves of widely diverse types. There's no doubt now that electric waves, electromagnetic forces, cause direct biological effects. There's thousands of peer-reviewed papers on this subject. There's no doubt about it. But what are these effects? How are they affecting us? What can we do about it? We're now at a stage where we're putting in what's called 5G, which is a special type of broadcast for high-density information transfers. And it turns out that this is the same frequency bands that are used in crowd dispersal weaponry.
5G, first and foremost, is densification. So it's significantly more transmitters at close proximity to a human, and it is also a sophisticated, illegal, unlawful transmitter. What I mean by that is it is a high-gain dielectric lens antenna, and what that allows 5G transmitters to do is to 3D map its environment in your home. The 868 megahertz frequency is specific for battlefield interrogation systems, so sub-gigahertz. It allows the signal to travel through concrete brickwork with ease, and it can actually data gather. It is a target acquiring system. Phased array is basically radar off the battlefield. It is extremely good at identifying targets and being able to lock onto targets. And not only that, it can specifically target you as an individual. So any judge sitting on an interesting case, let's say, any lawyer, any barrister, anybody doing any work that is potentially controversial, your life could be at threat. So the antenna design that you currently have on top of these LED streetlights, masquerading as a control management system, it basically battlefield interrogation equipment. The first phased array unit was actually called Mammoth, used by the Germans during the Second World War to identify Allied aircraft. Obviously things have moved on significantly since then.
Alright, they're basically talking about how 5G was used by the military as a military to assist, used as a military weapon. And what we're watching over here on YouTube, we're kind of breaking down this whole idea of 5G. Alright, and we were just watching 5G Apocalypse, the extinction event. And we were reading from www.radiationhealthrisk.com. Alright? Alright. So we talk about 5G in another, like I said, it's probably going to be a two-part conversation we need to have in reference to 5G. Hold on. So I think, why haven't the alphabet boys done put this information out? I'm talking about the CBS and the ABCs and the NBCs and all the other alphabet boys, the CNN, HLNs, and ASS and the rest of them. Why haven't they put this information out to warn the people? Why didn't someone commission the social media platforms to warn the people? They might be in cahoots. All right. So we're gonna go to how they use the 5G as a military weapon. All right. 5G network uses the same EMF waves as the Pentagon crowd control system. What crowd control system do you presently know of? Where we at? Hold on. TakeBackYourPower.net /5G dash network dash uses dash same dash EMF dash waves as Pentagon crowd control. Put a dash between every word. All right. So if it says the corporate military industrial complex is the in this process of deploying upon all civilians millimeter wave technology linked to weapons programs. So we study the weapons programs. The global rollout of 5G is well underway, and will soon may see a new small cell phone tower near all schools, on every residential street, dispersed throughout natural environments, pretty much everywhere. But the safety of the technology is a serious question, and there is a raging battle to stop taxpayers funding implementation of 5G. You said Brussels is not going for it? So basically what you're saying, I am Griff, I swear every time I think of something, it pops up on my phone. Yeah, they got you wired. You've become one with your phone. It's almost like a part of your body now. All right, you see people now. You're so used to seeing them and their child, which is their cell phone. You understand what I'm saying? This dude I know named Shane, it's like I see him, his phone, Tupac, and his headpiece, his headset. Five ways to reduce EMF. 5 ways to reduce the EMF. All right, 16 is on it. All right, 16, you got to make sure you get that to me. There's ways you can look it up. You could definitely fight back. You could definitely protect yourself. You might want to just take a minute and just kind of Google what crystals can protect you from the EMF, from RF, or the radiation. Make sure your router is not... You're not in the same room with your children, especially if you have a little baby. Keep the router somewhere where you don't sleep. Do some basic things. Build your immune system by having a decent live-it, not a diet, a live-it. All right? All right. All right. We're going to do part 2 of this tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Yeah. Tomorrow's Thursday. We'll do part 2 tomorrow. And hopefully everybody over here can come on sooner. Alright? But everybody over here, we're going to continue this conversation tomorrow. Thanks for everyone that gave donations. Thanks for everyone that sent the donation through the Cash App, which is $ProfessorGriff. Thanks for everyone that sent the donation through PayPal. That's paypal.me/ProfessorGriff Corp. Thanks to everyone that hit the super chat. Alright, I really appreciate y'all. Love y'all to life. This is Professor Griff for Sirius Mindz. For Sirius Mindz. We're talking about the dangers of 5G. We're going to have this conversation tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Peace.
Under the veil of what people call beautiful lives a broken and empty soul. There's a whole lot of pretty faces all around the world, but that's only the physical. You'll never truly know if someone's beautiful until you look under the veil.
Under the veil is tales, lies, and secrets. Into the heart and pales dies just seeking. But what you thinking is veil, blind and bleak when it's your mind and your soul that needs to be deep in. See beauty skin deep. You're a shallow pond. There's an ocean of wisdom you need to paddle on. Take a dive.
I'm going to be speaking, myself and Soleil, we're going to be speaking at Tassili's Wizards of Raw in Atlanta, Georgia. And then Soleil is off to Alabama after that. Then next weekend, alright, it's Story's graduation. Shout out to Story. Alright, graduating high school. So we're going to do that. And I think we might be going to the concert later on that night, man. Old school hip hop. Houdini and some other people getting down. Nah, Tupac ain't going to be there, bro. I'm just saying. So, the next day, though, I'm headed out to the H-Town. Myself and Blue Pill and Red Pill. Alright, we're going to be in Houston at the Shape Center. Alright, Sunday, June 9th at 4 p.m. At the Shape Center. Alright, if y'all want tickets, just hit me up, 678-557-2919. Make sure y'all get tickets, alright, to see Soleil in Brooklyn at Nicholas Brooklyn in July. That's on July 20th, 6 p.m. in Nicholas Brooklyn. Alright? Alright. Anything else coming up? I'd like to let y'all know, man. Alright. I gotta go for real this time. Peace.
Under the veil of what people call beautiful lives a broken and empty soul. There's a whole lot of pretty faces all around the world, but that's only the physical. You'll never truly know if someone's beautiful until you look under the veil.
Under the veil is tales, lies, and secrets. Into the heart and pales dies just seeking. But what you thinking is veil, blind and bleak when it's your mind and your soul that needs to be deep in. See beauty skin deep. You're a shallow pond. There's an ocean of wisdom you need to paddle on. Take a dive in. Many jewels there. Your only interest is surface shit and fool's fare. You're a goddess. Take your rightful place. Tear the veil and stare a bitch right in the face. Divine feminine. Can't be suppressed. Shakti is the energy that we manifest. Queen rule here, we the Devi tribe. Take a hit of this tantra and feel the Kali vibe. Peel away the cloak, scrape away the scales, and see the truth of what lies behind all the fallen veils. Trying to be, cause the yachtman is blanketed like a canopy. Antithetical, saying that you real when your identity lies in all that you don't reveal. Third eye blind, eyes to contact, so you can open the lotus up like a compact. Become an offering, something more to give than the physical body that can't forever live. Rooted in passion, before the right cause, spiritual wisdom and knowledge that make you have happening right before your eyes. Shifting perception, the real magic. For you to miss all this glory, it would be tragic. So get to tearing the veil as if it was fabric, and find yourself on the path, walking the labyrinth.
Us we, 8 + 3, 2 then 7, Shri Mati, Kali, UYT, Mutmawu, Shri Chandi, Peace Queen, Heaven in the Green, Serpentine back to spiraling, Peace King back to rhyming, Love Ting back to finding who we be morphologically, unique cosmologically, sun, moon, astrologically, C6 topologically, alchemical, baseline seminal, subliminal, reach thy pinnacle, ascendable, 5th dimensional, unquenchable, indispensable. Breath, ride on the breath. All that energy rides on the breath. Death to the ego, fear to the left. Free from material, now what's left? Us, you, 4, 3, 2, 1.618 come through. I'm dropping these mathematical ratios for the few whose vision is from the 6th and speaking is from the blue. I offer spiritual food and wisdom that you can use. Prasadam, aladdam, along with music that's been imbued with consciousness as the mood. The goddess can't be subdued. Platonic solids and cubes and Tulsi that's strongly brewed like.
So we can flow.
breath, right on the breath. All that energy rides on the breath. Death to the ego, fear to the left. Free from material, now what's left? Alchemical baseline seminal. Alchemical baseline seminal. Ascendable, fifth dimensional. Dimensional, fifth dimensional. SU 432. SU 432. SU 432. 1.618 come through like
breathe so we can flow. Gotta let it breathe so we can flow. Gotta let it breathe so we can flow. Gotta let it breathe so we can flow.
Ride on the breath, ride on the breath. All that energy rides on the breath. Death to the ego, fear to the left. Free from material, now what's left?